All right. We are live, my man. How are you? I'm good.
Yeah. I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. So second episode of
Yes,
Above
sir.
the Box. Took us a little while to get back going again, but it's all good.
I think it kind of worked well with also the flow of events. You don't want to have episodes where there are no events in between.
No, for sure. And we're coming in remote this time. One, due to life, and two, also we wanted to test and see how this would go. So, just so you know, and for anybody who watches, if I continually look down, it's because I have what we're going to talk about on my phone. It's not because I'm talking to people and not paying attention to what we're doing. So,
Texting while
yeah,
podcasting.
exactly. No, it's just so I can keep an idea of what's going on. But since you kind of put together the outline, I'm going to let you lead us, man. I'm going to let you lead us this time. So what's up?
All right. So first of all, just wanted to tell everybody that I did finish my triathlon. Didn't get any rhabdo, which is a great
that is
thing.
a good thing. Not getting rhabdo is a plus side.
Yeah. Didn't even look at what my score was. Just finished not dying and didn't end up in the ER. So
what was
great.
your favorite part?
The running
Okay.
for sure. Yeah, I was cheering people on as I was going. I was laughing. I was smiling. There are even pictures of me just smiling as I run.
Well, that's impressive. You will never catch me doing that. So.
Well, when you've already swam and the bike went wrong, there's nothing but to look forward for the run.
Fair enough. That makes sense.
Right. So
Good
that's
deal,
it.
man.
But it was a good event. I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna be a triathlete by any means, but I would probably venture more into that world every now and then, just as a change of training or something.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably a good modality to maybe dabble in a little bit more often, right? That long. I think as CrossFitters, we're more common to jump in on something like a weightlifting meet because we all enjoy lifting weights, and then we very rarely would venture into something like a tri or a sprint tri or like a Ultraman or a marathon, stuff like that. So
very true.
Cool, man.
Just speaking of very briefly, I have an athlete in our gym that is going to do an ultra run this weekend, a 66 mile, 100K.
Dude.
And I was like, I cannot. I ran a
so
6K
far.
or a 6 mile, and that was already enough.
That's
for
so
me.
far. I have a friend
but
who ventured down that route a little bit, and I
yeah,
don't know if he actually got the chance to participate in any. I know COVID kind of screwed that up, but he was training those long runs, and he had wanted me to do like a 60K, and I was like, no, I'm
No,
good.
thank you.
I instantly pull the I'm too heavy. I'm like, dude, I'm 210. Like, it's a nightmare for me.
anything that I need to snack while I'm doing it is a no-go for me.
I can't even pull the size card anymore. Do you know who Nick Bear is? He's the owner of BPN. He just recently crushed the Leadville 100, which is a 100-mile race. And he's every bit of 225, just jacked.
Wow. That's
just
impressive.
jacked. And it's like, oh, okay,
Very
well, I
impressive.
guess I'm a subpar human being. It's fine. Whatever.
Thank you for shaming
it's like,
me.
oh, that's cool. Whatever, man. But no, dude, I'm glad it went well. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's something to put in my bucket list and move
For
on.
sure. Yeah, man.
All right, back to the CrossFit world. I think it's safe to say that everybody has at least talked, or if not, is still talking about Ricky Gerrard's invite to Dubai.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I'm about it.
We touched on it last episode, but we didn't think it would happen that fast.
Yeah.
And
I was surprised.
It's official.
Yeah, he got the official invite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm for it. And I'm for it for a couple reasons. One, people mess up. And he served his time. And he's still fit as a fiddle. Like, both of us have exercise science and physiology backgrounds. I've done good bit of deep diving in endocrinology and pharmacology. Like, whatever he took aside, he's still a freak. He's still a specimen of a human being who's incredibly fit, and he works incredibly hard because you can't just inject steroids and get buff. That's just not how it works, right? Or whatever performance enhancing drug. You don't just take it and it makes you world class. Like, you have to work still. And the other reason I think I'm excited for it is, and I don't want anybody who listens to this to take this wrong, and I think you'll get what I'm saying. Like, the CrossFit community it's too nice. We're all just so nice to each other. And
true.
And there's that competitiveness is there, which is good, right? When you're on the floor and you see it, between, athletes and whatever. But I look forward to somebody who might be a little more brash and a little more rough around the edges. Like Frazier kind of had it. He was never like real direct about it, but he kind of, in his interviews and stuff, it's like, no, I want to fucking bury everybody. And it's like, we need that. I think a good example is Danielle Brandon. She's not like, F that chick, whatever, but she's just a little rougher around the edges. She's just, she's got her own kind of thing going on. And I think it's a good mix up. Even Hopper at the games, when Noah came over and was like clapping him on, and he was like, get out of my face. Like, get the fuck out of my face, man. Like, I think as the sport grows and we cast a bigger net and we get more competitive people and more personality types, I think it's good. I think it's good to have those different personalities.
Yeah, some diversity in it.
What do you think about him getting the invite?
I think it's about time. I think he would actually kind of ruffle the leaderboard. Also, he's already like on the edge of Vellner and Pikowski. Kind of like he's already on their edge. So him being back will definitely kind of shuffle that a little bit. The question that I don't know is, what's the process? Was he being tested all those years?
I don't know because he was banned, if he was kept in the testing pool. I don't have access to that.
That's what I'm asking, because if he has been cycling on and off for the past 3 or 4 years,
right? That's problematic. No, right. Well, and that alludes to
those are unanswered questions that maybe CrossFit will answer them, maybe not, but I think they should.
That alludes to a point that, while I also, I said everybody deserves forgiveness. That being said, if he pops positive again, you're fucking dead to me. You're fucking dead to me. I don't care.
That's it. You got your second chance.
So we'll see.
But that's I think CrossFit should kind of dive deeper into that process and inform people because that's the first person to come out of a ban.
Yeah.
So I think they should kind of document or share how they process that or do that.
I don't know. That's a good point. Yeah.
So that's my only concern. Is he clean?
Yeah. Well, I hope he is, and I hope he just wreaks havoc on the leaderboard. That would be the best case.
I think he will.
He's clean.
Yeah.
He brings his personality and his flair back, and he just starts being a pain in people's ass on the leaderboard.
I think he has the potential to get on the top of the podium if he is clean.
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Let's say
if
that.
you look at the numbers, right, there's no reason.
Yeah. He, even while he was on a ban, he would still do the workouts and, I don't know, brag about beating Fraser's times or stuff like that.
There was that Instagram clip, right, of him doing that overhead squat, burpee, run one, and he was cussing out the camera.
2020.
Yeah, saying, wait for me, I'm coming for you, this, that, and the other. So, yeah.
Yep. So, if he's clean, he got the potential.
For sure, man.
So that's one thing, and then another thing that popped up was all the competitions showcasing their prize purses, and man, they're making CrossFit HQ look really small.
Yeah, I had actually looked up and seen Wadapalooza's earlier today, or maybe it was yesterday. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yep. Like, at this point, is the season really about the games? Because I would probably think that athletes would make more money if they focused on winning Wadapalooza, Rogue, and Dubai.
Yeah. I mean, mathematically, for sure.
Or at least equivalent.
So, I think there's just something about winning the CrossFit Games.
Well, because it is the official test. So, kind of like bragging rights at this point. But from making a living point of view. From
absolutely.
Earning a living.
Yeah, it's not even a question. It's not even a question.
So,
dude,
going
TFX paid like $10K, which is more than any semifinal.
Yeah.
And
it's a local state.
Yeah, I would say it's a regional based competition in Texas, right? Like, there's some heavy hitters, but it's not Wadapalooza.
Yeah, it's Texas basically.
Yeah,
and then like some games athletes for sure show up. Nothing to take from TFX, but it shouldn't be as a regional or as a size of a semifinal.
No, it's not taking away from TFX. It's shining the light back on the semifinals, and it's like, hey, what the fuck?
You need to bring your game up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, TFX is great.
Absolutely. But yeah, so that was kind of a punch at CrossFit's HQ for their $5,000 as a purse prize, or as a prize purse, for semifinals.
Yeah.
But looking forward to all of those, that means more competitiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Rogue is up to like over $1 million.
Yeah, Rogue is ridiculous. I don't even know anymore. I lost track on how much money you can make out of winning everything at Rogue.
Rogue is so I honestly,
aside from already giving a stipend to the competitors, like they're paying them money to come.
Which is a pull out of Dubai's book, which is genius. Yep. And I
true, especially that Dubai was international for almost everybody.
Right.
Rogue
Dubai probably had to do that almost out of necessity, because for people who don't know, it's expensive to get across the world.
Yeah, especially traveling across the ocean is very expensive.
So, slight tangent, but when the Reebok contract was up, I was convinced we were going to see the 2021 Rogue CrossFit Games. I was convinced.
I was hoping.
I was convinced. I was like, oh, this Rogue's going to take it over for sure. Like, no doubt in my mind. Yeah. And then Noble came in, and I was like, oh shit, okay, different from what I thought. But
I was very surprised.
And I don't know if that's because maybe there's something in the contracts where like Rogue is equipment, so they can't be the title sponsor. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for anybody who is in the gym equipment industry. Because
true. It's really hard to prove grounds.
Like, they've just they've worked their due diligence for the last 15 years, and they are the premier equipment company. And I think it's awesome that they're leveraging that to put on a kick-ass event for athletes, and they're going to pay them what they're worth. So,
I think
are you still going to go?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, unfortunately.
Dang it.
Yeah, I wanted to, but also it is coinciding with the TFX qualifier weekend.
That's why we're not going.
Yeah, so I was like, it's just a lot of hassle to kind of balance everything out.
Yeah.
So decided on being conservative.
Courtney and I had talked about it, and she really wanted to go, and I wanted to go, and just with the qualifiers, we were like, I don't think this is the best time.
Yeah.
And she, is really trying to do well, and so.
Yeah, exactly. Same boat here.
Yeah, you got to make those decisions, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And then another interesting story was Froning's interview. So Rich Froning finally, I don't know if I can take his words as being an announcement or not. I think he was being himself when he said, maybe this is my last year, maybe not. Right now it feels like it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Of course, social media took that and blew it out as this is Froning's last year. And I was like, he literally said he doesn't know. But I just found... I don't know if you heard the whole interview.
I did not. I heard the 15-second soundbite. Yeah.
The line. Yeah. So he said that he liked the number 10 better than the number 9 winning the CrossFit Games. I can't blame him. I like it too.
Yeah, it's a nice round number, right? I mean, it's like Fraser.
Yeah,
Fraser got 5. 5's better than 4. You know?
Exactly. And 6 is not much better than 5. It's 5 or
6
10.
is kind of this weird number. It's like, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's going to stick to it. He kept saying that, and then he said, once I feel like I'm taking away time from my kids, I will stop doing it.
Right. Yeah. So his kids are getting a little older, right? So they're going to...
Yeah, I think Lakeland is like 6.
So they're going to start to be doing more, stuff. Sports, events, clubs, as she gets older, and then the other ones, kind of follow. I imagine they're not that much younger, right? I mean, a couple years each child, but...
Yeah, I want to say a couple or 3 maybe, between Trice. I don't blame him. I understand. He's been in the game for how many years now? 10, 11?
And I mean,
12?
I'm a huge Rich Froning fan. I ride or die for Rich. Because he's a large reason why I got into CrossFit in general. But I feel like Rich, especially with him saying, 10 sounds good, I feel like for a while now he's just been working on what do I want my legacy to be.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're always going to have the GOAT argument. Rich, Matt, and blah, blah. It's like a lot of people compare it, like LeBron or Michael Jordan, right? It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to have their favorite, so you can't do anything about that. But, being able to say, okay, I won, individual this many times, I won team this many times, and also the team thing is really impressive to me because look at all the different athletes that he's just went and won the team
It's
with.
almost like generations.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The only common factor is Rich Froning. The whole team changes but him.
So,
which is very impressive.
We'll see. Because it also wouldn't surprise me if he kept dabbling, but I also could absolutely see him stepping away, doing more events, maybe doing more camps, maybe getting involved in other competitions. He programmed that. Did he program for Dubai last year?
Last year,
so maybe.
Well, 2 years ago, I guess. I don't know if they had.
So maybe he, transitions to more of a leadership role in the greater sense than just leading his team, and maybe leading, Mayhem's thing, the Mayhem Nation,
and he did say that he will not disappear from the CrossFit scenery.
So, I will say on the team front, I want to see super teams come back because that's the only way you're going to get somebody who can stand a chance against them. Because, let's be very candid, Andrea Nisler, Taylor Williams, and Rich Froning, and Chase Hill is a super team. It's a super team. They all could go individual and do well.
Yep.
So you had the Affiliate Cup this year was the affiliates against Rich Froning super team. And I don't say that to be critical of Rich. Rich wants to win. So he's going to do what he's going to do to win. And I'm all for that. But that being said, I would love to see the super teams come back to challenge them. Because it's so hard to get a team from your affiliate of that caliber. right? Because we're not just talking about a team from your affiliate to make semifinals and to make the games. We're talking about a team
To win
from your affiliate to challenge Rich fucking Froning.
That's almost like bizarre to hear, to say it out loud and listen to it.
It's like, where are you going to find that? Like, how are you going to do that?
Yeah, like, if you had that team, why didn't you already go to, like, the games as an individual? You know, like, it's really hard.
Little side note on that, but I would love to see, Eric Rosa, Dave Castro, bring back super teams, at least this year, in case Rich retires.
Yeah. Just as a final
give him
challenge.
one last challenge. Heck, why don't they make a super team from CrossFit HQ to challenge them?
Yeah, just have the affiliate cup and then put your super team for
Exactly. Yeah.
And it could be like a head-to-head competition separate from the rest.
That'll be interesting, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Speaking of interesting, have you watched the boxing match that has been long awaited?
No, I did not watch it. Did you?
You did not. I did watch it.
I did not.
Actually paid for it and watched it.
Was that last Saturday? So
Yes.
that was the night I got back from Austin, and I was a mess. That was a very long day. But no, I did not. I did not watch it. How was it?
It was interesting to watch. You could definitely see that they mentioned disadvantage that Josh Bridges had.
Smaller guy.
Heppner played that card too.
Absolutely.
He was just like, all right, I'm just gonna be out of your reach. So
let me speculate, because I know a small degree about fighting. Heppner stayed outside and sat behind his jab the whole match.
Also, Bridges was always going for the body because he can't reach the face. And whenever he does that, he will get a hit in the face.
Yep.
So nobody was knocked out. There were no, like, clear, almost knockout punches. But I would say I was rooting for Bridges. But not anything against Heppner. I just thought that being an AVC on everything would be in the favor of Bridges. But Heppner stood his ground.
Let's be clear. In a real fight, Josh Bridges will murder Jacob Heppner. Every single time.
Absolutely.
Every single time.
And you could see like every now and then Bridges would get angry and try and fight back without boxing tech. I was like, okay, and then he like calms him down a little bit, calms himself down. But it was nice. It was like even the commentators were like they kept talking about, oh, they're not like completely novice, like they know what they're doing. It's good to see some people from outside sports knowing what they're doing, and so on.
Good for them.
It was nice to watch. It was interesting.
I'm for it.
But then I saw a post after that from Sam Briggs, and saying that she and Holte should be going after that match, and I was like, is that for real, or is it just like a joke? Because Sam Briggs is known to joke a lot on her social media.
I bet that is a joke.
Yeah. I don't know. Nothing was announced, so I don't know.
I mean, maybe. Hey, look, go make your money.
Yep.
We are in the era, like, I don't know, how much you follow combat sports. I follow them pretty closely because I did MMA for a little while, and I've always loved it. But, like, we are in the era of entertainment fights. We've got Jake Paul and the YouTube stars fighting, random UFC fighters or other people. And now we've had this thing with Heppner and them. And Stephanie Cohen fought some girl that I heard she beat the brakes off of. Did she win that fight?
I think Stephanie Cohen
Did she lose?
Lost.
Oh, that was
so.
it was an earlier fight. That's my bad. She had another amateur boxing match that she did. She beat the brakes off this poor girl.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's just kind of the era we're in, right? Like, celebrity, quote unquote.
Even the Mountain was fighting somebody else after Jacob Heppner.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would be curious to see Sam Briggs and them do that. I guess they might.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whatever.
Especially after Kristen Holt's retirement makes more sense.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, and there were a lot of news this 2-3 weeks that we haven't made a.
Hey, it's all good.
Podium Supplements have finally launched into the GNC shop.
Yeah. Have you tried any?
What are your take? No, but I wanted to ask your take about it. Do you think that it's going to be any different? Is it just another supplement on the shelf?
You're going to get my honest opinion. So for everybody who listens to this, I am also a nutrition coach. I know a good amount about supplements and nutrition and those things. And I'm going to take a 3-point shot here and say it's another supplement brand.
Yep.
So,
yep, I would agree with you.
I'll try it for funsies.
Kind of,
I'll give it a go.
It's not,
but
you won't find any magic in it. It's just whey
protein. It's going to be some kind of a pre-workout. Hopefully, they were smart enough that if in their pre-workout they didn't put a nitric oxidizer in it, because if they did, it's going to be shit for CrossFit. Because a nitric oxidizer is going to dilate the blood vessels, and you're going to get a pump. And everybody knows when you get a pump in CrossFit, you can't fucking do anything. So hopefully they were smart enough not to put that in there when they made their pre-workout,
or not contaminate it with any banned substances.
Can you imagine how fucking crazy that would be if Matt Fraser's supplement line got a CrossFit Games athlete popped? Holy shit.
I don't know. I think that would be almost the end of his legacy.
That would be
basically
pandemonium. That would be crazy. I really hope that doesn't happen. I really hope,
for everybody.
I venture to say, too, that as attention to detail oriented as Matt is, it wouldn't surprise me if he puts Podium through third-party testing. Which most good supplement companies do, right? First Form, BPN, Optimum Nutrition. So hopefully they paid the money to do that so that they never run into that problem.
I think they would. I don't think they would be risking something like that.
No, absolutely.
Again, it's not just profitability, it's his legacy on the line.
Yep.
And they have the money, so why not?
Oh, yeah. And they're about to have buckets more of it. Buckets more of it.
Absolutely. There's no doubt there. All right. Next is, have you seen Justin Medeiros' statement on his podcast? Not his podcast, on the CrossFit
I have
podcast.
not. I have not watched any of the CrossFit podcasts. I feel like a bad content person. I have not watched any of them.
No, there's a lot of them right now, so you can't really just sit down and watch all of them. I'm just trying to find it, but I think it was something along the lines. Yeah, there it is. You're going to be seeing my name for the next few years. Get used to it.
I mean,
what do you think? Is it bold? Is it overshooting? Is it just a fact that we all agree with?
I don't think it's bold. I want to hear somebody say that. Like, I want to hear the number one say that. Right?
Yeah.
Because you've got to have that mentality. You know what I mean? It's like...
True.
We always,
But, like, comparing him to somebody like Fraser or Rich Froning after their first year of winning, you didn't hear that. At least not as outspoken.
No. What was the...
It was like, I'm going to try and win next year or something like that. But
I mean, it's a different era. We got different people, man. We got different people.
I'm
for it.
Generation.
I think it's... Yeah, I don't think it's bold. I don't think it's out of line. Because he won well, right? Like, so...
And he got third the year before, so he's kind of already in the line.
I would say he's going to have to earn it.
Do you expect to see him on top of the podium next year, or at least on the podium?
I would have no reason to expect he wouldn't be on the podium. I would be remiss as somebody who follows the sport and understands the testing to say that I think he's going to win this instant. Because if we get to the next year's games and Hopper has pulled his head out of his fourth point of contact and gotten, used to the big show, and Ricky Gerrard is on a tear, and, maybe Vellner and Fikowski come back in with, just as much fire as they did this last year, and maybe the tests, are a little bit different. Maybe they're not, so much his jam, just whatever, right? Like, no one's ever...
For whatever reason, he
just might not win, right? Like, he could have a bad event.
Yeah.
His bicycle could fucking fall apart like Vellner's did that year or whatever, right? So I'm not going to say I think he's going to win. I would definitely say I think he has every opportunity to win, and it's his to lose.
Yep, very true.
So, but it's just we're so far out, right? Like, we're so far out.
Yeah, we don't even have the rule book yet.
But I mean, good on him for, making a statement and saying, I'm going to be here to fucking stay.
Yeah. You got to back it up.
Exactly.
Okay, more news. Larissa Cunha, we kind of talked about her potentially proving herself to be contaminated in her supplements and unintentionally or unknowingly took those supplements. She is the first to prove that in the CrossFit
So it got
field.
proved. They were contaminated supplements.
It got proved, yes. So she is not intentionally taking those drugs. And from what I've read, I haven't digged deep or too far into it, but she is going to be getting the minimum penalty for it.
Good.
Which, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a good on CrossFit to kind of revise their statement or revise their decision based on her proving it. I'd honestly like to read more about it and know how she proved it and what is the minimum penalty. I think it's 1 year.
So I think the process for proving that is you send your supplements to get tested by third party. And then if the supplements that you were taking come back contaminated, then, you have that alibi, which makes sense. Good on her.
Makes sense.
I mean, live and learn, right? Like,
don't just trust any.
You got to be careful, what you're putting in your body as a competitive athlete, but also just as a, intelligent human being. And, sometimes that happens, whether it's intentional on the supplement company's part or unintentional.
True. So. All right, last piece of news before we dive into our competitions this episode. Whoop 4.0.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything about it?
I did. I saw the reveal thing.
Did you watch the video?
Yes. So they have temperature,
body temperature, I guess, yes, and or pulse oxygenation.
Yes, pulse oxygenation. Yeah. What else was on there? There's more.
An alarm. An alarm to wake you up.
To sleep, yeah.
Yeah, without voice or noise. And then they also released the shorts, underwear, and bras.
Yeah. And then, didn't their sensor get changed? Isn't it like it?
I think they made
more
it more accurate by having 5 green and 1 red or 2 red, something like that. The LED particles, but I don't really know what it was before that, so I don't know how much improvement this is. But what do you think about all of that?
I'm all for it. So I had a Whoop, or I have a Whoop.
Yeah.
I don't wear it anymore. And I didn't wear it. I stopped wearing it for a couple reasons. Obviously, personal preferences, but I am all for them continuing to improve the accuracy and data to improve the product. I had also seen on, I think, Morning Chalk Up, or maybe it's just a regular news article, that they acquired a velocity-based data company that I cannot remember the name of it. I'll try to look it up and put it in the show notes. But it was a company that was trying to use the velocity of your barbell during lifts to quantify central nervous system fatigue, and Whoop bought that company.
That would be big.
Yes, that to me is bigger and better than anything else they just announced. Not that the other stuff's not fucking great.
Absolutely.
Because that was one of the things I didn't enjoy about the Whoop was, from what I could understand, most of the recovery stuff was based on heart rate. Mm-hmm. And there were a couple times where I would have my Whoop. I remember one time in particular, it was when I was doing the Mayhem 10x3 thing. Mm-hmm. And I squatted for 10 sets of 3 for like an hour and a half. And I felt like I just got thrown off the Empire State Building. And the next day I felt awful. But my Whoop was like, oh, you're in the green, bro. You're good to go. And I was like, no, I don't want to feed my dog right now. Like, I don't want to do anything. Yeah. I feel sick, right? Like I was crushed. So I think that will be huge for them.
Absolutely. And I've heard about such companies before. I didn't have them. I don't think I've seen it integrated in a wearable measuring.
That's what's hard, right? Yeah, they have the ones that go on a barbell to track the barbell speed.
That's what I've heard about. Yes. But I haven't seen it being put into a measurable device that integrates it into how your body perceives it. That would be next level.
And it would have to be EMG based, right? It would have to measure the amount of electrical stimulation that you're getting in your muscle fiber. Because as that wanes, your CNS is recruiting less motor units per contraction. The problem with that, though, is the graded muscle theory. So your body is only going to recruit the amount of muscle fibers needed to lift a given load, and it does so in a graded fashion. So the electrical stimulation coming from the nervous system is going to wane and wax depending on the amount of muscle fibers being utilized. So because then you're gonna have to measure the frequency of the electrical impulse, as well as the number of stimuli, or at least the number of recruited fibers, which I don't know how they can measure that. And that's how are you going to measure that from a wrist? Right, that's the problem, right? Like, because
but that also gives me why, like, maybe using the garments is their introduction to that.
So there's a company out there that makes a suit that checks muscle activation, basically. I know I have a friend who used to coach me who is he runs NASA's ARED, and he had talked to me about, like, they would do tests where you would do like a back squat or whatever, and you could see the level of force output and activation for like left glute versus right glute with this suit. So maybe that is how they will try to eventually integrate that. The only I guess hurdle, or one of the hurdles after that, would be how do you make that not profitable, but also not just a nightmare to wear while you work out. Right, like I don't want to be
if you're
clapping metal plates together on my butt cheeks while I'm doing burpees.
No, absolutely
it's just gonna get really fucking annoying. So,
absolutely not. Like you have to take it out of a testing lab setting and make it into a performance setting, which is very, very, very difficult and needs a lot of creativity.
Yeah. And also the amount of performance settings that someone does in CrossFit.
And let me tell you that it will take the exercise science research to a whole next level. Dude. If it's possible.
You're getting my inner nerd super excited.
Like, as a PhD student, I'm telling you, we need this.
Absolutely. We need it in the worst way. You know?
Yeah. Like, exercise science research lately has been like targeting one area, ignoring the other. Targeting one area, ignoring the other. We need this.
Well, we have the drivers of adaptation, right? You have intensity, volume, and metabolic stress. But it's like, what mixture of those gets what adaptation? And is that the same for you and me? Is it the same for all of our athletes? Is it not the same, right? Like, depending on our strength, and like, there's just so many things you could start to really try to quantify. Yep. Like, it allows you to create so many more tests and experiments to start teasing out that information. So yeah,
100%.
I am all for Whoop's like never-ending quest for more science.
Yeah, so from here I can shout out to Whoop if you can hear us. Please make that happen.
Please continue to do that, and I'll probably buy another one of your devices then. Because right now I don't use your technology, but I'm open to it in the future. So
fair enough. All right, let's dive back into our competition quest, if we may. So we'll start small and then grow out. I think 2 weeks ago now, we had our local competition here in Houston, Texas, at a newly founded gym. It's called Hustle CrossFit. Shout out to you guys. They opened this January. Yeah.
Nice.
So that being said, they did a really good job. So HTX Hustle is what the competition was called. They are, as I said, a very newly founded gym, less than a year old. They're a very nice gym. Everything is brand new. They have a kind of a neon vibe going on. Once you go in, you have a kind of a neon light, purple pull-up bars, just like a lot fancier than most gyms. And then the bathrooms was the best part, to be honest. You go in, it's like,
they were
whoa.
super legit.
Exactly, you did not see that coming. So, shout out to you guys. You and I were both at that event. What did you think of the workouts? What do you think of the competition in general, the flow of it?
I really enjoyed the workouts. I thought they were good tests. You know, you had the thruster, chest to bar, burpee, AMRAP.
So it was kind of like a Fran spin-off with dumbbell thrusters and synchronized burpees.
And then, I liked that one. I thought it was a good test. And then you had the step-ups, which is the floater. Yeah, and that, while not everyone enjoys that as a test, it's a good test. And that was their...
It is a good test.
That was kind of their 9/11 thing, right?
Yeah, so it was 110 total step-ups between two partners.
Right.
On a 24/20 box, each box. And the twist that they threw the morning of the competition is instead of using a dumbbell, you're going to use a kettlebell of 70 pounds for the guys and 53 for the ladies. So it was a matter of, oh my God, how am I even going to hold that?
Yeah, holding a kettlebell versus a dumbbell is, much more awkward. But I thought it was a good event. Also, if you slap 9/11 or anything like that on a workout, I'm like, okay. Like, you can make it as awful as you want, and I'm like, okay. But that's just that's just me. And then they had the double unders into the lift.
Yeah, they had a maximum double unders per person into a complex max out lift.
So I thought that was interesting.
Okay.
Because double unders, there was 3 people there. I know 3 guys there who did over 300 double unders. I know one guy did 500 and just stopped. Like, he was like, okay, yeah.
Wow.
So it wasn't bad. I think I would have liked to see that in a time window. Because the way they did that scoring was your lift plus your double unders, right?
Yeah.
So that's where, if somebody, if you and I were partners, right? I know it was co-ed, but if you and I were partners, and I did 500 double unders, and you did 500 double unders.
That's it.
And
you
then,
don't lift.
Well, we could both complex 155.
I mean, technically, you can't really do more than 100 double unders per minute.
Right. Yeah. So time.
Unless you're freakishly
And that's what I'm
fast.
saying. Where time, because I think it was a little bit where it could have started to get skewed.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you didn't want to do too much because you wanted to lift.
So, but also that leaves the opportunity for strategy, right? If you know, like, hey, I'm not going to lift that much, you just sell your soul on double unders and, try not to blow your Achilles off. But
100%.
But the lift, I thought the lift was good. It was a power clean, a front squat, a hang squat clean, and then a front squat, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's that's a good barbell test, test the pull, test the positions, test the legs. The crux for most people on that's going to be the hang squat clean.
Absolutely.
So I thought that was a fine lift to have.
Yeah, and then their last event was also really good, where they tested basically teamwork. How do you showcase your strengths versus your weaknesses in a team? So they had like a pyramid kind of structure where they started with a row bike pair. You do it at the same time. Then spike your heart rate with high level box jump overs, shoulder to overhead, and then you test your synchronized toes to bar. And this was basically the make it or break it for most teams during the workout, and then you go back down. So I think that was like the partner workout in the competition. Aside from the final that they announced that day, also I think was kind of playing into that with a little bit of a high level gymnastics, ring muscle ups, handstand walks.
So I loved the final. One, because that's my kind of workout, but.
Okay.
Two,
fair enough.
Because I thought they did a very good job. Because, so the team from my gym got fifth.
Mm-hmm.
And they would have gotten destroyed in that final. Like, it would have been a nightmare for them. So they were properly rated in fifth. But all the teams that made the top four could do those movements and could do those things. So, like, the way the workouts and the competition came together was people fell very appropriately rated, I thought.
I believe
that makes sense.
I think so, too. And then the last thing for this competition, I wanted to give a major shout-out for one athlete. I don't know if you've known her before or not, but her name's Camden Ashcroft. She used to be a regional athlete on multiple teams for multiple years in a row.
Was she the girl with the child, the baby? Dude, she's a monster.
So I knew her from just seeing her name on posters at Edo.
Okay.
She wasn't there when I was there. So she was on a team which they got sixth multiple years in a row at regionals when they took five.
Okay.
So she was at the cusp of
a heartbreaker.
And then she went to CrossFit Central Houston, and she made regionals again when they had teams of four, and they got sixth again. So she never made it to the games. But the impressive part was she had her kid sometime in July.
Oh.
Yes. And right now the competition was 9/11.
So she was 2 months postpartum?
2 months postpartum. 2 months postpartum. And they ended up making it to the final. And the more impressive part is she did the competition with her husband.
Oh, was that her husband?
That was her
I didn't
husband.
know that.
Yes. So
he's the one who did like 500 double unders. Yeah.
Oh yeah? I didn't know that. I know they won the last event right before the final, but I didn't know that he did 500 double unders.
Oh yeah, they smashed that workout.
And she had her baby with her. She was feeding him between events.
God.
I don't know how she was that fit. Again, major shout out. Very, very
That's
impressive.
crazy. Yeah.
And looking forward to seeing her more often in like bigger events.
Yeah. I mean, if she's that fit 2 months postpartum, I would venture to expect to see her name doing big things in quarterfinals. If
hopefully
that's what her goal is.
If she wants. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was very impressive. But yeah, that again, major shout out to the gym, Heart and Hustle CrossFit, for organizing such a good event, and it was their first annual competition.
Solid.
Looking forward to next.
Absolutely.
Year's. moving a little bigger, the Masters Fitness Collective.
Yeah. So I knew this was going on, and for some reason I just never connected the dots that, we should look into it and talk about it. But so I am decent friends with Jamie Free. He owns CrossFit Trivium. And he's also a Mayhem athlete, but he is one of the people who runs the Masters Fitness Collective, at least to my understanding.
Okay.
So I had seen a lot of stuff on his Instagram and his social throughout the event, and it looked like they put on an awesome event.
Agreed. I don't follow him. I don't know him personally, but I do have friends from the Houston area who are in the Masters category, and they were competing at that competition, and it looked, again, through their social media, it looked really, really well organized. It looked like it's a bigger scale competition. I don't really know a lot about it. Is it national, on the national wide, or the national scale, or is it a local?
No, it's national. Yeah.
National scale.
Yep. From what I understand, they started to put that together in 2018. They started to just talk, and these other Masters athletes, because they had all been together at competitions, and I think they just kind of started to grow it and develop it into what we saw. Which I'm all for. The Masters division, I think, is amazing.
And very undermined.
Yeah, they're just undervalued, I think, which it's hard, at the games. I know the CrossFit Games has come under a lot of scrutiny in the past for the Masters and the teens not being as covered, and
I think they did a really good job this year.
Yes, I think this year was a big improvement from the past. But I am all for seeing the Masters athletes and teen athletes having a standalone gig, because they're so entertaining to watch.
100%.
I mean, the 35 to 39 they're
pretty much not
basically as fit as the open division. It's just the volume.
Maybe fitter.
Yeah, it's just the volume starts to become a problem.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah.
No, and even the 65 plus, it's just amazing what those people can do.
Oh yeah.
My gym owner, Carlos, he's 65 years old, and the fact that he keeps amazing his doctors basically, but by how his body is resisting the aging process, and they keep asking him, what do you do? How do you do that? And again, imagine even being able to do handstand walks, rope climbs, muscle ups on that age. That's goals.
Fuck yeah, it's goals.
Yeah, it's goals. I just want to be able to work out at this point.
I'm trying to handstand walk when I'm 70. Absolutely.
Yeah, so again, I think it was a really successful event. I think it could be on a bigger marketing propaganda, so that it reaches everybody. I don't know if they had live streaming or not, to be honest.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
But give them time.
Again,
right.
Yeah, again, very good job. I'm looking forward to seeing it grow bigger and bigger in the future. Going from the Masters into the team.
Okay.
There was a big event that was a U.S. Army Elite Team Throwdown.
Yeah.
And I think that happened in Massachusetts. No, not Michigan. Michigan, somewhere in Michigan. I think so. And from what I understand, it was invite first, qualifiers next. So I think they had somewhere between 15 and 20 spots. They invited the top games athletes, teens from the previous years, and then based on how many responded, they opened spots for their qualifiers. That being said, the teens have proven themselves the future of the sport, if not the present.
Oh yeah.
And we've seen a lot of games athlete be at that event. I know in person an athlete, Haley Rolfe. She used to come she is an athlete of Emily Tanner at our gym. She's a remote athlete. And she came this summer to do her games ready or prep camp at our gym. I've trained right next to her. Man, she is a beast. She is a massive beast. I was just trying to keep up with her, and I was doing the girls' weights, and she was just crushing everybody. So I think she got first or third. Third
at the games. Oh no, at the competition. Yeah.
No, at the games and in that competition both. Yeah. Actually. So congratulations. That's again competing. Basically, that's another games because they're all games athletes at this point. So congratulations to all of them actually. And I don't know, man. I don't know how fit those teens, how much fitter they can get before the older generation retires. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, it's amazing to watch, but I also I think we should always keep into context their rate of development is not going to necessarily continue that linear trajectory because of physiology. Now don't get me wrong. When we see the teens now in their peak at the games in 5 to 7 years, they're going to be doing things that previous year's games athletes couldn't do. But the example I made, because I had this conversation with some people when Mal O'Brien and Emily Carey made it, or Emma Carey made the games this year. You know, didn't Mal and Emma both snatch like 200 pounds at the Granite Games? Yeah, I think they both snatched 200 pounds. So that was the example I made. They're 17. They snatch 200 pounds. They're not going to be 27 and snatch 280 as CrossFitters. That's not the way physiology functions. Will they do things that are insane by our current definition? Yes. They might snatch 230 and run a 5:02 mile. That's possible, right? But looking at that one snapshot and then trying to extrapolate that linearly for their age.
If they can snatch that now,
that's not how that's going to work. That's not how that's going to pan out. So, absolutely amazing athletes. I mean, you know, it's totally insane. But I think we should all stay a little bit more level-headed about it. Like,
I think what you're trying to say is they will get fitter on the broad spectrum of fitness. But they will not just projectile into their strength,
or their endurance,
or they're not going to projectile individually in each of them. They're going to narrow the gap between all of those.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I think the teens we see now will be able to merge modalities in ways that we've never seen in the past in the next decade.
I think so too. I think like right now you keep saying, oh, this is a strong athlete. Oh, this is a runner athlete. Oh, this is an endurance athlete. He's really good at gymnastics. 10 years from now, they're all going to be really well-rounded.
Exactly.
There is not going to be a strong athlete versus a weak but fast-running athlete.
They're all going to be able to run a 5 to 5:30 mile, rest 3 minutes, and then snatch 2:15. Right?
Yep.
And that's going to be their 15th event at the games or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so that's where I think we'll see like these crazy margins, and we'll see like, you know, on the gymnastics side, right? They'll do 30 muscle ups unbroken. They'll do, you know, 30.
That's already almost
right for the females. Yeah. So I think that.
Yeah. Let me nerd out on that and ask you, how do you measure that fitness? It's not VO2 max anymore.
No.
What is that measure? Do you think we have a measure for that?
Power output across broad time and modal domain.
Is there a unit for it though?
What's power usually?
Like, can you
what's power
test it?
usually measured in a laboratory? Watts or joules, right? Yeah.
Watts,
so you'd have to do the biomechanical math, right? You'd have to do their height and their length versus the load they're moving and the time they're doing it by, and extrapolate that out And then for the gymnastics, you'd have to equate in gravity and then their body weight to calculate the power output across the time that they're able to hold that, or the total repetitions to divide it out by volume for unit of power by repetition.
Yeah, but I guess what I was trying to go with that is I think, again, sports science research will need to evolve to accommodate fitness level. Because fitness level now is purely based on VO2 max. When you say different fitness levels, it is always referred to VO2 max. I think that needs to start changing.
If sports science is going to start to study the mixed modal athlete, then yes. They're going to...
Which is, like, there is mixed martial arts. There is mixed model. Like, it's happening. It's. I think that's the next step of sports performance.
I think the first way that'll start to happen is people will start to get really interested in just the simple data points. VO2 max, mile run, lactate threshold, back squat, front squat, snatch, clean and jerk, right? Like those singular data points, because science is going to have to develop a base of data to build upon in the future. And then be able to, extrapolate 5K, 2K row, 5K row, 500 meter swim, all of these different things.
And find an equation that actually connects them all together to put it into, this is a unit of measurement of your fitness.
Right.
That would be amazing. Again,
I mean, somebody would probably
whoop if you're hearing us.
Yeah, whoop, go now. We need this data point. I mean,
before the next
realistically thinking, like that would
be a Nobel.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, you're going to win the Nobel Prize. Like, whoever can quantify that and then make it repeatable, pass peer review, get through all of the scientific rigor, like, you're going to win a Nobel Prize because you're going to revolutionize not only fitness, but you're going to revolutionize health again.
Absolutely, medicine,
exactly,
like, all of that. So. Again, just wild thoughts coming into my head based on teen performance.
It's good, man.
Go on a tangent there.
I'm all for it.
Oh, man. All right, back to the competition scene. Mayhem Desert Heat Qualifier.
Yeah.
It is done, correct?
I think so.
It is
over.
So. I believe so.
Yes.
When I looked at the leaderboard, it was completed.
It's done.
I looked at the leaderboard, and I saw some famous names that we might have even talked about last episode, not in the top 5, such as Elliot Simmons and Luke Parker. Given the not very big participation, I guess, like, let's say there is maybe 30 to 50 athletes in the full leaderboard, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It is also offset by seeing a lot of Arab names take their places. Arabs are between 2 CrossFit regions, Asia and Africa. And we haven't seen any Arab in the games this year. I want to say so. We have seen them in the year where all the national champions went. And they haven't gone so far, maybe to the second day, but that's about it. So seeing those names compete with very high-level athletes such as Elliot Simmons and Luke Parker, Luke Parker is a semifinalist. Elliot Simmons has been in the games or at the games multiple times. Somebody like, I don't know if you've heard of him. His name is Mohammed El Amda. He is the first Egyptian to go to regionals back in 2015, 2016. And I'm going to be a little biased there since I am Egyptian, so I kind of know the history of that. And then he did go to the games in 2019, and I think he either missed the podium or missed qualifying to the games this year by one or two spots. So he's been very, very consistent, or consistently close to the one African that usually makes it to the games, which is Jason Smith. I don't know if you've seen him at the games this year.
Yeah, isn't he like 40?
He's old. Or older, sorry, older.
Not old,
like,
it's older.
He's a more experienced athlete.
There you go.
Sorry. But yes, he's been on the scene since I've known the African region, and he's always been on top. But again, Ilamda has been closing that gap. He is, I think, 4th or 5th on the qualifier, Desert Heat qualifier. So that's
good for
big.
him.
I can't wait to see him actually compete there. Just another shout out to him because he just won a big competition in Qatar. It's called the Phoenix Games. He just won it today or last night, something like that. So again, major shout out to upcoming names in that region. Another name that has also been more recurring at the elite level is Mahmoud Shalen. I think he's from UAE. I'm not 100% sure, but again, his name has been out there. He is doing well in that competition qualifier. Can't wait to see that blend of athletes at the Mayhem Desert Heat when it actually happens. So looking forward to that. And I believe they also will get their shot at Dubai if it's is it an invite-only event?
I don't know. I think it is.
If it is, then
invite
maybe
only.
not.
I don't think I've seen anything about Dubai doing a qualifier this year.
I think I've read that somewhere, but if it's not, they both have made it to the year where Matt Fraser was there. Those two athletes in specific. Yeah, so I think it's really good to see new faces. It's really good to see faces from regions who have been referred to as the weaker regions in the CrossFit world climb up into the international scene and compete.
I think we're going to see it more, right? Like
100%.
These regions that have typically been the weaker regions, it's not that they're weaker. It's time. It takes time.
It's time of exposure, basically. Like, I think the U.S. had CrossFit potentially 10 years before anybody else.
Right.
And that's where athletes develop.
So, we're going to see more and more high-level athletes come out of the Middle East, Africa, Asia, the Pacific Islands, Latin America, as they have had the time to develop the physical qualities necessary to compete at that level.
Absolutely. And have more and more resources, training, methodologies.
And I love it because I guarantee, beyond a shadow of a doubt, there's going to be some athletes who sleep on these people. And you're going to fuck around 100%. And find out when somebody you've never heard of comes in and just shits all over your day.
Just wins the game.
They're just going to shit all over your day at some random competition, and you're never going to have heard of them. And they're going to snatch 285 and, smoke you on a workout, and you're going to be like, I didn't even know this person existed on planet Earth. Because they're going to start to develop the high-level skills, or the high-level physiological capabilities of the other 100%. Athletes who have been able to do that longer. And to your point, the more resources and coaching that they get as the ecosystems in those areas continues to develop, their learning curve is going to be faster.
Yeah, and what happened post-2015, I want to say, is all of the platforms started giving online coaching. CompTrain, Mayhem, Misfits, all of that became more accessible, became worldwide.
And we're seeing that again. I almost think we're seeing like a resurgence of the online, like, whose team are you on? Because it felt like it kind of dipped down in like 2018, 2017, like.
Once the online the national champion thing happened, it just became very kind of like, oh, that's on the back burner now.
Yeah.
Everybody's for himself, trying to make it to the games. Everybody trying to figure out how to make it to the games.
Yeah, now I just feel like I see more like CompTrain, Misfit, Mayhem, Proven, like.
That might be the next good affiliate cup thing.
What do you mean?
So, like, Misfits, make your team. CompTrain, make your team. Mayhem, make your team.
Make it. Do it. Like,
somebody's
got to do it. And I mean, what's the
supplements company? Make your team.
Training,
like VPN,
the training plan? Is that the programming that Craig Ritchie and them do?
Annie?
Is that Annie and them's? Yeah,
I think so.
Those guys are big. Like,
there is a lot of.
Oh, there's so many.
There is so many.
Well, and
there's the Fraser team now, HWPO.
Right. There's more than one way to skin the cat.
There's no right way.
Right. And it's just, I've said this for a long time now. I think programming is a lot more about personality and feel than programming.
Yep.
In the sense of all of these programs work depending on who you are, right? Like some person's body might agree or disagree more with Mayhem or Proven, whatever, just as two arbitrary examples.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it is more the personality and like the flow and the vibe of the workouts and how they feel. Like like I used to do Misfit for a really, really long time. I did Misfit for a year.
Yep. Same here.
And I couldn't go back and do Misfit now. Just because their style of workout, it's not my thing. Like I don't. Yeah. It's not as like Misfit's fucking great. They are so smart, Drew and like Sherb and like they're dedicated. They know their shit, man. And they're OG. They've been doing that shit longer than almost anybody else. Like Misfit was around when Outlaw was doing their thing, and most people don't even know who Outlaw is anymore.
Nope.
So they're old school online blog. But it's just it's a kind of a personality thing, right? Like how the workouts look. Like I'm super anal retentive about numbers. So if the numbers are weird on a workout, I just won't do it or I'll change them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
100% agree.
Cool.
All right, moving on to strength and depth. Paris.
Yeah. So
it's happening this weekend.
I think it's done.
It should be all done by now.
I have the leaderboard up.
Since we were behind.
For the male and female open. So the winners, let me see if all the scores. Yeah, all the scores are in. So the winners were WT Fitness. I would assume that's WIT.
I believe so. That's what I've been saying.
Luis Sondergaard and Samuel Dell. I have no idea who those two people are, but apparently they're fit.
Okay.
I have not heard their names in the past. Then we had in second Sally Williams and Jacob Lloyd, or Jacob. His name sounds familiar. I feel like I've seen his name somewhere. Charlotte Davies, Tom Milner. Charlotte Davies is from... No, wait, wrong team. Stand by. Charlotte... Did I click on the wrong name? I did click on the wrong name. Chalk Dirty to me, third place.
Is that from CrossFit Chalk?
Maybe. Dan Mugford and Catherine Forrest. Built Up North. There it is, CrossFit Stonehenge. That's Charlotte Davies got fourth, her and Tom Milner from CrossFit Stonehenge. And Stonehenge I had seen on the other Strength in Depth qualifier, Origins. The one that's teams of 12.
Yeah, they did really well. Yeah, they did really well on that.
Still just a nightmare in my brain to think about a team of 12. But I'm sure the workouts will, team of 2 here, team of 3 there, something like that. So, But yeah, that was a 2-day comp.
Kind of like Power Hour.
So,
is it the same organization that does both, or is it
to my understanding, it's all under the same Strength and Depth banner. So, yep.
Cool. So the original one happens in UK.
Yes. Yeah, Origins.
Okay. So to different countries.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's another way of doing competitions. There's the way of having an umbrella company that is like Loud and Live support and doing multiple different competitions in the same country. But again, US is a very big country.
Right.
And then there is the just let's expand in different countries, which is, I mean, if you compare US to Europe, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, like states and countries.
Right? It's the region, basically. Yeah.
No, I agree.
Cool. And then there's also CrossFit Dakota Games, which also happened this weekend. It is a 3-day event.
I looked it up and I saw that was a 3-day event. I'm all about these 3-day events. I just think it's cool because it gives people a better experience.
The more the merrier.
It's just like, a lot of people love the competition of CrossFit, but most people are never going to go to the games. They're never going to go to semis, right?
Yeah.
So for these other smaller competitions to be able to put on 3-day events, like, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, give people that experience.
I believe I can't agree with you more.
Yeah, that one.
I am looking for such competitions, and that's why I love TFX, because it kind of provides you with at least a 2-day competition.
Yeah.
On a local state area, which you don't have to worry about traveling, worry about breaking the bank to go there. So yeah, 100% agreed. The longer the test, the better.
Well, absolutely, from a testing perspective, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know anything about leaderboard?
I looked up the leaderboard. Let me see if I still have it up. Yeah, I do. One name that stood out. So a couple of things that stood out. One is they have a 14 through 17 division for male and female, and then they have masters divisions all the way from 39 to 60 plus. So this is a big competition. And they have team of 3 male, team of 3 female, masters 35 team of 3, female team of 3, and co-ed team of 4.
I don't think I've ever seen masters teams.
No, pretty rare.
Yeah, like this is the first.
So I had taken a quick peek at the leaderboard for individual male, and one name that stood out to me was Matt Morton. He has been to regionals in the past. I believe he used to be in the South, but now he's out of CrossFit Des Moines, so I guess that would be the Central. So he got second with all the events are in.
Awesome.
And then I didn't see any other names that jumped off and caught my attention right away. I did see somebody was flying the Blacklisted HQ flag. So another one of those kind of online, training platforms.
It is more Texas-based, right?
Yeah, I would say South-based for sure. I think they're out of Georgia. They have some athletes out of Georgia. They have some athletes out of Texas as well. And then on the female side for 18 to 34, I did not recognize any of these names, unfortunately. But Nicole Hunt out of NEPA CrossFit, she ended up taking that competition. And then Marley Rittinger got second. She's Canadian. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Then Janet Hines, CrossFit on the Plains. Let's see. Janet here. She was 52nd in the Filthy 150 online qualifier. She was 51st on the 2020 TFX qualifier. She got 11th at the 2018 Killcliff Granite Games. So, fit lady there. Let's see what we got in the Masters real quick. Take a quick peek. If any of these names pop out to me real fast. Nothing there. Nothing there. But I was very impressed with just the number of divisions. And it's a 3-day comp. So, I mean, it's one thing to have a 3-day comp for elite male and female. Like, all right, whatever. But to have a 3-day comp for that many divisions, I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 divisions.
That's a lot of logistics.
That's a shitload of athletes, dude. Like, that's a shit ton of athletes.
That's a lot of everything. Venue renting, everything. That's a nightmare.
Dude.
Logistically speaking.
Let's see how many events. I guess the co-ed team of 4 might not be done. They all have 0 points. I'm not sure.
Maybe there wasn't enough.
Maybe
athletes.
something like that. But yeah, really good size comp. Super impressive. And I love to see the 3-day stuff. So shout out to CrossFit Dakota games.
100%. And those last 2 events that we talked about, the Strength in Depth Paris and the CrossFit Dakota games, are licensed events by CrossFit.
Yes.
So there is a pattern, I guess, that we can say the licensed events are more thorough, I think, in creating bigger events, creating a better experience, or not a better experience, creating a big experience for athletes that are not necessarily elite. I guess that's the pattern with the events that we talked about from last week as well, or last episode. That's good. So I like that a lot. I hope they continue to grow and get more licensed events, or at least keep that standard of competitions.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
All right. I think we should leave the Rogue games for when it happens, because there will be a lot to talk about.
Oh, there's going to be so much. I can't wait.
Yeah.
One thing on Rogue.
Before we end up,
I want your podium predictions. Because it's at the end of the month, right?
Well,
yeah, so we're a month out. Like a month out, podium predictions. Just top 3.
Tia
Just top
Toomey
3.
For the females.
Okay.
Yeah, Tia Toomey.
It's hard. I'm actually going to their Instagram to see who's confirmed, so I don't miss. There's so many people. I'm gonna miss somebody, but
I want to say Haley Adams. I want to say that, but I also wanted to say that at the games.
Okay. So Tia, Haley,
and Annie.
Okay.
Yeah, in whatever order. I think Haley and Annie could battle it out.
So females. I mean, obviously Tia. I would be an idiot to bet against the freaking GOAT.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for some upsets. I'm gonna say Mal O'Brien gets second.
Okay.
I was blown away by her at the games, and I
can see it.
I just want to see it. And then for third, man, there's so many. You know what? I'm gonna keep with just mixing things up, and I'm gonna say Danielle Brandon.
That's a bold bet.
I think she's really fit, though. I think Danielle Brandon can win the CrossFit Games.
I think she is on that upper cusp of peaking.
Yeah.
She's on her way up. So, 100% can happen. There's no reason why not. But there's just a big pool of really, really good athletes.
That's why I wanted to do the podium, because it's a nightmare.
Your best bet could be your worst bet too. So all right, you don't know.
Dudes.
Guys, I want to say Saxon Panchik
first? Okay.
No, I don't have an order.
Oh.
Saxon
Take
Panchik.
the easy way out.
I don't have
the easy
an order.
way out. All right. I'll take all the internet hate. That's fine, because I'll put mine in an order.
I also want to say Gil Hermé. Again, I don't want to butcher his last name.
Dude, it's so hard.
Is Patrick Vellner confirmed?
I believe so.
I would pick Patrick Vellner as my third.
I believe he's confirmed.
I think
he's confirmed. P-Valley is confirmed.
Yeah. So those are my 3.
All right. I'm gonna really ruffle some feathers, but that's okay.
Go for it. I mean, that's what I did. I don't know how much more you can ruffle some feathers.
I think it's so hard. I think I'm gonna say that I'm going to say Jason Hopper wins.
No?
I'm going to say Jason Hopper wins. I think this is going to have a lot more of a Mac feel. And he wiped the floor with people at the Mac.
True.
So I'm going to say Jason Hopper. And then I'm going to say Travis Mayer. And then I'm going to say Justin Medeiros. In that order.
All right.
I'm here for the internet hate. I'm here for it.
Hey, there you go. I think you got it.
I'm sure that will get me. Let my predictions just completely bomb and freaking Hopper gets last and then Mayer gets 12th and I'm just gonna get roasted in the comments, but that's fine.
I'm gonna roast him.
That's fine. I mean, it's fine. I'll get roasted by all 5 of our listeners.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
all right, really quickly before my actual battery goes out.
Okay.
Let's talk about what happened in District 7 affiliate. So it is an affiliate meetup for Texas-based affiliates. It is organized by HQ. Their new kind of reach out to the affiliates, communication, all of that, which is great. What was it like? You were there?
Honestly, it was awesome. It was okay. I think it was a great thing for affiliate owners. It was very interactive. It was very we want to hear from you. What's going on? There was a lot of value provided.
Okay.
There was a lot more talk on business and owning a business. I don't want to spill too many beans or anything like that because I know it was a semi-private event. But the keynote speakers were fantastic.
They were all from Texas-based affiliates that had a successful run, correct?
JP was there, and he's from Brick Fitness, and Brick is originally out of LA, right? So he was there, and then the other speakers were I guess from Texas, aside from the gentleman from HQ, Jordan.
But they're all affiliate owners.
Yes, aside from
who had some either impactful or successful stories in the CrossFit affiliate field.
Yeah, but it was awesome. It was very, very well ran, very, very well coordinated. Like I said, super interactive. It was great to interact with other affiliate owners, talk about the stuff that we've all kind of been going through, especially in this last year. Mm-hmm. There was one point where it was just really great for everybody to talk about the shitstorm that has just been the last 100%. Couple of years, and just talk about how we're all moving forward. So it was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
So looking forward to more events like that, or what is their next plan?
There's more there's more stuff in the pipeline. First, we don't know really much, past that, and I know HQ or home office has a lot of irons in the fire, so to speak. They're just doing a lot, but it was good, man. It was very good.
That's good. I am glad that happened. I hope we see more of that.
For
Sorry
sure.
For the
going
connection.
Through a dark tunnel. No, it's all good.
And saved it. There you go.
So, no, it was good, man. It was a good time. That was a long day for your boy. I left my apartment at 5:20 in the morning, and I got back at 8:50 at night.
Wait, you went on the same day?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was rough.
I bet. But let me ask you that: how many affiliates were there, or representatives?
40 people.
Do you know,
like 40 people?
40 people.
It was a good number.
But if that is that from Houston?
It was everywhere.
Texas, all around. So I'm gonna tell you based on my knowledge of how many affiliates there are in the Houston area.
Oh, there's a lot.
There's more than 40 in the Houston area alone.
For sure.
So I would have predicted more than that to be if it's from the whole Texas area. But again, it's a start.
Exactly. No, and it's
we gotta give credit where credit's due.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I would have loved to see more, but there was probably, I don't know, I talked to like 5 other owners from the Houston area. And then there was some Austin, some New Braunfels, some, College Station, Bryan, Dallas. Yeah. So, but it was good, man.
Good. Again, hopefully this is also happening elsewhere, wherever. I don't know how many districts there are.
I saw something on social media
CrossFit.
about the Florida meetup.
I think so. I think so. I think the CrossFit page have posted about it. But again, like hopefully this is happening worldwide for the improvement of the businesses, the sport, the fitness industry, and the wellness of people.
Cool, man.
All right. Well, that was a lot of news.
It was good though.
News. I think we covered a lot. I'm hoping that our next episode we're gonna have a lot more to cover as well with all the events that are happening the next period. But yeah, thanks for
of course, man.
And looking forward to our next episode.
All right, buddy.
And yeah,
good stuff.
It. You have anything else to tell the people?
Nah, man. I enjoyed it. It was good.
All right. Well, we will see you guys in the next episode. Hopefully soon.
Yeah. Try to do something sooner than this one. We had a long layoff, but
But until then, y'all have a great day. And I'm gonna say what everybody on YouTube says: subscribe and like. I guess.
Subscribe, all that YouTube stuff, please.
Yeah. But exactly, and tell us what you want to hear about.
Yes, I'd love to see some comments. Good point. All right.
Yes.
Take it easy, everybody.
Absolutely. All right. You too. Bye.